What's up, everybody? I'm Giovanni, and welcome back to Salt and Pepper Pickleball, where we bring that good old pickle and pasión. Today, we're going to be checking out a paddle from 11SIX24, and this is going to be their Vapor Power 2. I mean, this has been a paddle that's been getting a lot of attention from players who want premium performance without paying some of those eye-watering premium brand prices. Now, I'll be honest, when I hear a paddle that's called the Power 2, my caveman brain immediately expects missiles and fireworks and pickleballs flying into the neighboring zip codes and neighboring courts and things like that. But after spending some time with it, I realized that's not really what this paddle is trying to be at all. Instead, the Vapor Power 2 is all about precision, confidence, spin, and consistency. And for a lot of players, that's probably going to be even more valuable. So let's dive in on this. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock out these specs real quick. I've gotten some feedback that my specs can take a little too long, so I just want to rip on through this. First off, I just want to say this is actually not my paddle. I'm actually borrowing it. I'm helping to break this one in. And man, really cool thing that I did not think to use on a paddle, but I'm gonna just give me a second. So this is gonna be a hybrid shape. It's 16.25 inches long. It is 7.75 inches wide. This came in right at 8 ounces. Quickly bumped it up. When I got it from my friend, it was actually around like 8.3, 8.4. I bumped it up to 8.6. What I did was I added a 6-inch strip of 0.5 gram per inch silicone tape, and I got mine from Go Pickleball. They have silicone tape there. So I put it here on the sides, almost the full length. I just started at the curve here at the bottom and just went straight up. That's where I felt it really needed it. And then, coolest thing that my friend did, instead of using a coin, a weighted coin, or a slice cap, or even like the flick caps, or that little rubber booty thing that they have for the bottom, look at this, you guys. Straight up quarter. Look at that. It's a Celia Cruz quarter. And then he stuck it on there with a little bit of that tacky stuff that you use. So back in the day, we used to, instead of using thumbtacks, we used to get this stuff called, I called it tacky tape. That's how I knew it. That's the brand that I used, I guess. I don't even know if they make it anymore. But anyway, so tacky tape, and I used to and it's like that little, it's like modeling clay almost or something. And then I used to just put like a little ball, press it onto the wall, and that's how I used to do on the 4 corners of my posters. Same thing here, you guys, same thing here. He rolled it up, put it in a little circle, smushed in a quarter, which I didn't even know actually weighs 6 grams. Had no idea. Thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. But anyway, bumped this up to 8.6. Handle length on this is going to be 5.75 inches. Guys, way more than enough room for those tuies. If you have one, a lot of space. If you just like don't even have a tui, plenty of space on here. Then this has a 4.125 grip circumference, and I always like to add an over grip, so it always thickens it up right to that 4 1/4 that I actually like. Then this is a 16 millimeter face. This is a full foam paddle, does have a floating core, and is topped off with 11SIX24's brand new invincible hex grit. And I tell you what, this stuff really works. So right away, this paddle feels incredibly refined compared to the Vapor Pro Power. Night and day paddles, night and day paddles. I struggled so much to hone in that Vapor the Vapor Power. I had such a difficult time playing with that paddle. I thought it was still good. Personally, I just couldn't play with it. It had so much pop. I couldn't really control a lot of the power that it had, and it just didn't work for me. The build quality here, guys, is excellent. The finished look is super clean. Just look at it. even with that hex grit, has like a little bit of a glittery shine to it almost. I know I'm not getting it here in the camera, but it really does have like a little glittery shine to it. It's really nice. It doesn't pop like crazy, you know, like you can't just see it like, oh, shiny stuff all through the face. No, not at all. You really got to look into it, but it's really nice. And it has that premium feel from the moment you pull it out of the package, you guys. I'm telling you, super nice. What stood out the most for me was just how balanced everything feels on this paddle. Nothing feels exaggerated, you know? Like it doesn't feel overly gritty. It doesn't feel overly head heavy or handle heavy or equally balanced. You know what I mean? It just feels like when you put it in your hand, it just feels right. You know, like, yes, okay, I did have to mod it up a little bit from, you know, to enjoy it just a little bit more because I felt like it needed just a little bit more and plow through, and I needed just a little bit more weight in my hand as well, you know, to counterbalance all the weight that I put up here. But that's about it, guys. I only bumped it up to 8.6. It's not 9.4. So, you know, but instead it just feels like a paddle designed by people who actually play a lot of pickleball and understand that winning points usually comes from consistency rather than trying to hit a ball through the fence. But this is where the Vapor 2 absolutely shines, you guys. If you're the type of player who loves resets, dinks, drops, moving your opponents around the court, you're probably gonna have a super big smile on your face after a few games. The touch is excellent. Drops feel predictable. Resets, oh, so soft. Dinks don't launch off the paddle face unexpectedly. At least that never happened in my case. And when you're battling in those fast kitchen exchanges, the paddle gives you confidence that the ball is gonna go where you intended. You're not gonna get that, oh my God, I barely even touched it and it just took off, or oh my goodness, I didn't want to put it there. One thing I kept noticing was how forgiving it also felt. Even when I caught a ball a lot outside the sweet spot, because I definitely left some, I definitely left some ball marks around the edge here. The paddle doesn't punish you though, nearly as much as some more aggressive power paddles out there that I've definitely tested. And let's be honest, you guys, let's be honest. We all hit ugly shots in every single game, or damn near every game. And some of us just call them creative shots. Moving on to the spin. I mean, the hex grit here, guys. Spin is fantastic. Top spin drives, dips, so nice. Roll volleys, stay aggressive. And slicing returns felt easy to execute. If you're a player who likes shaping the ball and creating difficult shots rather than, you know, simply overpowering your opponents, y'all, the Vapor 2 gives you plenty to work with here. I never felt like I had to force the spin. It was just naturally there, y'all. And that's usually the sign of a paddle that's doing things right. And then in another area where this paddle impressed me was the hand speed. It moves through the air quickly and feels very, very maneuverable at that kitchen. In firefights, I felt comfortable reacting to speed ups and redirecting balls without feeling too late. For doubles players who spend most of their time battling at the kitchen, this paddle is a huge advantage. The combination of speed and forgiveness makes this paddle feel extremely user-friendly, you guys. And when a paddle helps you to survive your own questionable decision making during a hands battle, that's always appreciated in my book. Now let's address the elephant in the room. The Vapor 2 isn't going to be the biggest power paddle you've ever used. If you're coming from something that's a pure power focused paddle, you may initially feel like you're giving up some pop on full drives and putaways. But here's the thing, you guys. Here's the thing. For a lot of players, especially at the 3.5 and above, that trade-off may not matter nearly as much as you think. That control, consistency, and placement often makes up for that slight reduction in just straight up raw power. And if you're someone who likes customizing your setup, this paddle responds really, really good to added weight. A little lead tape, a little tungsten tape, or even some silicone tape, and it gives you extra punch without sacrificing the qualities that make this paddle so enjoyable in the first place. So while it may not be a power monster right out of the box, it gives you some great options. Now, value here, guys. This is one of the biggest reasons I think people should pay attention to 11SIX24. At around $200 or even less with some of the discount codes that are out there, you get a paddle that competes with models costing significantly more. The construction feels durable. The materials feel premium. And based on what we're seeing from modern foam enhanced paddle technology, you guys, this type of paddle should hold up very, very well over time. Considering some top tier paddles are creeping towards $280 to the $330 range, the value proposition here is pretty impressive. Your wallet might actually thank you for once. So who's this paddle gonna be for? This paddle is definitely gonna be for players who want elite control, excellent spin, fast hands at the kitchen, forgiveness on off-center shots. Guys, I understand foam paddles, they give you a lot of forgiveness, but for some reason I felt that this was one of the most forgiving paddles I have yet to play with. It's especially great for 3-5 and above players who win through shot selection, consistency, and placement rather than simply trying to overpower your opponents. If your game revolves around resets, drops, dinks, and smart point construction, this paddle fits that game personality beautifully. Which leads me into like my final thoughts on this paddle. The 11SIX24 Vapor Pro 2 may not be the loudest paddle in the room, but it might as well be one of the smartest. It delivers elite touch. You're gonna get excellent spin out of this. You're gonna get an impressive forgiveness from this paddle and quick hands, all while maintaining a price point that's becoming increasingly rare in the premium paddle market. If you're searching for one of those best control-oriented paddles available today, this one deserves a serious look. And if you like a little extra power, a bit of customization can easily get you there. For me, this is one of those paddles that doesn't necessarily wow you with one giant feature because it has so many. And sometimes that's exactly what helps you to win more matches, you guys. Having more tools in your arsenal is always going to help you to create errors on the other side of the net. And one of my favorite parts about paddle reviews is hearing different perspectives, you guys. So if you've played with the Vapor 2, head over to my pickle list from My Pickle League and share your thoughts, you guys. And while you're there, check out the growing collection of reviews from players across the entire community. And it's free to sign up, you guys. So if you've enjoyed this review and found it helpful, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and join the Salt and Pepper family. So until next time, you guys, always remember to keep smiling, keep laughing, and keep playing pickle with Basil.